Well, we're definitely more experienced right now. We're playing with 8 freshmen and sophomores and 1 junior, so no seniors. So getting our freshmen their feet wet and getting some guys some experience in the fall was very important for us. Currently our 3 best players are 2 freshmen, 2 true freshmen, and a sophomore. And basically every lineup we had was nothing but freshmen and sophomores. So we're more experienced. The freshmen know what to expect now. They're much more comfortable with not only with the golf aspect, but also with the student athlete aspect. They know where they're going. They know where their dorm is. They know the ins and outs of being a student athlete now. So they're much more comfortable this semester, and you can see it in their work ethic. They're not having to guess around as to what do we need to do now, what do we need to, asking too many questions. So they're much more focused. They know what to expect, and I think we're going to see that in their play. We've got a great schedule lined up. We'll be very well prepared for when we get to conference. We're going to see many challenges along the way, some many great teams, a lot of ACC and SEC schools along the way. So when we get to that conference championship, we'll be seasoned and ready to go. They won't be freshmen anymore. They'll be experienced players by then.
Just got back from Jacksonville, big tournament down there. Finished 9th out of 15 teams. What did you see down in Jacksonville that sort of gets you excited about the rest of the year? Well,
number one was their focus. It was difficult conditions, very difficult golf course. The TPC Sawgrass, home of the Players Championship. The kind of the aura of the golf course could get to some people. A lot of wind and rain over the course of the 2 days, but they stuck to it. They kept fighting, and we weren't sharp by any means, especially coming out of the winter. But the way they focused and kept grinding away was very encouraging. At times last semester, I think we would, a couple of them would have possibly gone a little south with a couple of rounds, but they kept fighting and leveled the ship, if you will, and fought to the end. And that's what we're going to need to do, because not every day is going to be a walk in the park, and every day is going to present new challenges. So to see them fight through it, their focus every day, their preparation going into the event was very good. So those were the main things we take from it. As the weather gets better, we'll be able to be a little bit more prepared from a physical standpoint, but their mental preparation and the way they focused every day and went about their business was very encouraging.
You had a freshman finish 11th in Jacksonville. Talk about him and sort of what he's bringing as a freshman. Do you expect him to continue to have top 15 finishes?
Camito did a great job, maybe more so than anybody. He struggled the most the first semester of the freshmen that were playing, getting acclimated, getting adjusted to everything. Brad and John had a little bit smoother transition. Camito played every event, but just had a few more ups and downs, and he's worked really, really hard in the off season. Worked really hard leading up to the event, did a lot of homework, if you will, and knew what to expect going to the golf course. And more than any other guy we had last week, and they all were focused and did a good job with their attitudes. He embraced it and really, really got to a tough start the first day. Was 3 or 4 over through 5 holes, and very easily could have gone south. But he kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and he might have, over the last 48 holes, might have been the best player in the field with what he shot. So he's a fighter, doesn't hit it very long, but he understands what he can do. He knows how to play the game. He's very experienced from junior golf, playing all over the U.S. and all over the world, really, being from Japan. And he's going to have a bright spring for us and a bright future. Once he gets comfortable, and he's starting to get comfortable, is when I think we'll see him take off and keep doing what he's doing.
You've got a little break now. Don't play again until March the 7th.
Yeah.
What are you going to do over this break to really keep, they got a competitive fire going last week, now they've got a couple weeks off. How do you keep them playing?
Well, we'll keep, we identified some areas that we need to improve, and that was part of the reasoning for going and playing as early as we did, and now having the break is we can identify some areas that we need to improve. That and the fact that the golf course that we're coming to is going to be very similar to what we're going to see at conference. So, we'll work a lot on the short game. We do that every day anyway. But it's addressed a couple of things for us with 2 or 3 players in particular that are going to need to work on some more physical things in their golf swings, if you will. This will give us the time to do that, because once March gets here, it's going to be full bore to the end of the season, and we really don't have many breaks in between. So this really has helped us identify some areas where certain people need to improve, and we can now set it up and target those areas between now and March and beyond, really. But and also, at the meantime, we're going to get a lot of playing in. Hopefully, the weather will cooperate with us, and we'll be able to get a lot of rounds in, a lot of good qualifying to kind of identify who our 5 or 6 guys are going to be for the rest of the year.
I know it's hard to tell with such a young team. Different players play better day after day, but where do you sort of see the team right now in the conference rankings?
I'd probably say we're right up there in the top 3 or 4 as of right now. Coastal's obviously, with what they've done over the last few years, they're very strong again this year, very deep. Liberty is much improved over the last couple of seasons. Last year they finished 2nd in conference, and we saw them this past week, and they've got a solid lineup. Charleston Southern and us are probably the next 2 right there in that equation. We've got the tools in place to be successful. It's just a matter, and hopefully by the end of the year, as I said earlier, these freshmen won't be freshmen anymore, if you will. They'll be seasoned into what to expect and what to go about doing, and hopefully that'll come true at that conference. But if we play like we're capable, we can play with anybody. And I knew we would have some ups and downs, and we did that in the fall. Now it's going to be a matter of developing some more consistency, and if we do that, and we show up week in and week out, and we're prepared and we're focused, and we embrace every challenge that comes our way, then we've got a chance to push some people and surprise some people. So.
And you're obviously a graduate, Hall of Fame member, had a terrific 4 years here at Winthrop as a player yourself. How has it been coming back in coaching at your alma mater? It's been wonderful. Kind of a second coming, if you will. Having gone to school here, and really being separated from it for a while as I was playing, but being able to come back and to be a part of something that was so special to me for 4 or 5 years of my life back in the 90s while I was in school. And now being able to take what Coach Weldon had established and to go beyond that, to take it a step farther and take us to places that we haven't been before, that's a challenge to me. I've always embraced a challenge, and that's the exciting part of it. Being able to do things that have never been done here before with our program, and kind of be a trendsetter, if you will. And to break barriers is something that we're excited about. It's something that is really enticing to the recruits that we go out and see. And we can do great things from playing golf here at Winthrop. I'm an example of that. I was very fortunate to go to where I did and play where I did, and chase that dream of playing professionally for a long time. And and they see that, and they understand that, and they know we can do it. And that's the fun part of it, is being able to now take this program and run with it. And it's extra special being the fact that I'm a graduate and an alum, and the Hall of Fame is just an added bonus. That was a special night for me. But those things, I bleed garnet and gold. So that's always going to be there. And so it really, really is a special thing for me to be able to coach here.